You ever feel like someone out there is watching the way you think, not the way you act? Heh, funny world, isn't it? Most people spend their lives trying to fit in, trying to be small, quiet, invisible. But you're different. You've got that dangerous thing they're all afraid of. A strong personality. And guess what? When someone like Elon Musk notices a mind that refuses to be ordinary, it gets interesting. Very interesting. Because powerful minds are curious. They don't just see the crowd. They look for the one person who thinks differently. The one who questions everything. The one who refuses to follow the script. And maybe, just maybe, that person is you. So tonight, let's talk about why a personality like yours can't be ignored. Why the world's most powerful innovators are fascinated by people who think boldly. And why the strength inside your mind might be the very thing that changes your destiny. Ready to see what makes you so dangerous? There's something strange about a strong personality. People say they admire it. They say they respect confidence. But the moment someone actually walks into the room with that energy, the room changes. You can feel it. Conversations slow down. Eyes turn. Not because you're loud. Not because you're trying to impress anyone. But because there's a certain presence that can't be ignored. A strong personality isn't about shouting the most or forcing people to listen. It's about the quiet certainty in the way you carry your thoughts, the way you stand behind your ideas, even when the world looks at you like you're a little unusual. Most people spend their lives trying to fit inside invisible boxes. Society gives them a script: behave like this, think like that, don't ask too many questions, and definitely don't stand out too much. It's safer that way. Comfortable. Predictable. But a strong personality doesn't follow scripts. It rewrites them. When everyone else agrees just to keep the peace, you're the one who pauses and asks, "But what if we're all wrong?" And that single question can make people uncomfortable, because it shakes the illusion that everything is under control. Confidence is a funny thing. Real confidence doesn't beg for approval. It doesn't chase validation from every corner of the room. Instead, it comes from a deeper place. The understanding that your perspective matters, even if it's different from everyone else's. People with strong personalities often get misunderstood because they refuse to dilute their identity just to make others comfortable. They think boldly. They speak honestly. And they're not afraid of standing alone if it means staying true to their beliefs. That kind of mental independence is rare, and rare things always attract attention. But the truth is, a powerful personality has a kind of gravity. Just like a massive planet pulling objects into its orbit, your mindset pulls curiosity, reactions, and sometimes even resistance from the people around you. Some admire it quietly. Some feel threatened by it. Others try to challenge it just to test if it's real. But that's the cost of having presence. When you refuse to shrink yourself, you naturally become a mirror that reflects other people's insecurities back at them. And not everyone likes what they see. Strength of personality also means resilience. It means you've learned how to stand up after criticism, after rejection, after those moments when people laugh at your ideas because they can't understand them yet. Most individuals retreat after the first wave of judgment, but someone with a strong personality absorbs that pressure and turns it into fuel. They don't break easily because their identity isn't built on temporary opinions. It's built on conviction, and that conviction creates something powerful: influence. Not the loud, flashy kind that fades quickly, but the quiet influence that changes how people think. When someone consistently stands firm in their vision, others start paying attention. They begin to wonder what gives that person such certainty. What experiences shape their mindset? What thoughts run through their mind that make them so unshakable? Curiosity grows around strength because it's rare to see someone who truly believes in their own direction. A strong personality also challenges the idea that leadership belongs only to those with titles or authority. Real leadership often begins with mindset. It's the courage to question the ordinary, to explore possibilities others dismiss, and to keep moving forward even when the path looks uncertain. People who carry this energy don't always realize it, but their presence alone can spark change in the room. Sometimes it's just a single statement, a single perspective that breaks the comfortable silence and forces everyone to think differently. And that's the fascinating part about strong personalities. They don't just exist in the world, they disturb it in subtle ways. They disrupt routines, challenge expectations, and introduce new ways of seeing things. While others are busy blending in, they're quietly redefining what's possible. Their thoughts move ahead of the crowd. Their questions open doors that most people never even notice. And their determination slowly shifts the direction of conversations, ideas, and sometimes even entire communities. It's not about perfection. Strong personalities still face doubt, fear, and moments of uncertainty. But the difference is that they refuse to let those emotions silence them. Instead, they acknowledge the fear and keep walking forward anyway. That courage, the willingness to continue despite discomfort, is what gives their personality its true power. And when people encounter that kind of mindset, they can't help but feel something: curiosity, admiration, or even intimidation. Because deep down, everyone recognizes that rare force when they see it. When people talk about extraordinary thinkers and innovators, one name that often appears is that of Elon Musk, not because he follows trends, but because he creates them. The fascination that powerful and visionary minds have with unique personalities is not accidental. It comes from a deeper psychological and intellectual attraction toward individuals who think independently and demonstrate mental strength. Visionaries are not simply looking for talent. They are searching for perspective, resilience, and originality. When someone carries a strong personality, it naturally captures the attention of people who are used to observing patterns of exceptional thinking. Such personalities often reflect qualities that innovators admire because they represent the kind of mindset that drives progress and discovery. Innovation itself is built on curiosity, and curiosity is often triggered by people who refuse to accept ordinary explanations. Individuals with strong personalities tend to ask questions that others are afraid to ask. They challenge assumptions, explore possibilities, and are not easily satisfied with surface-level answers. This intellectual courage is something that visionary leaders value because it mirrors the thinking process required to solve complex problems. People who think boldly are usually comfortable with uncertainty, and that comfort allows them to explore ideas that might seem impossible at first glance. The interest of someone like Elon Musk in strong personalities may also come from the recognition that groundbreaking achievements rarely come from conforming minds. History shows that major technological and scientific breakthroughs are often initiated by individuals who were once considered unconventional or even strange by society. These individuals did not achieve success by following safe intellectual paths, but by pursuing ideas that others doubted. A strong personality often carries the willingness to take intellectual risks, which is essential for innovation in fields that require creativity and long-term vision. Another reason why visionary thinkers are drawn to strong personalities is because such individuals usually possess a clear sense of purpose. They are not easily distracted by social pressure or temporary validation. Instead, they focus on their long-term direction. This level of mental discipline is highly valuable in environments where decisions can influence future technology, human progress, or global systems. Visionaries understand that a strong personality is often linked with determination, persistence, and the ability to continue working toward a goal, even when immediate results are not visible. Strong personalities also tend to communicate authenticity. In a world filled with imitation and superficial representation, authenticity becomes a powerful signal of intellectual strength. When someone speaks honestly, expresses original thoughts, and stands behind their ideas without fear, it creates trust. People who are responsible for leading large-scale innovation often seek individuals who can provide honest feedback, creative insight, and independent thinking rather than simply agreeing with everything. Curiosity is another key connection. Visionary entrepreneurs and thinkers are usually driven by questions rather than comfort. They are fascinated by how the human mind works, how technology can expand human capability, and how future societies may evolve. When they encounter someone with a strong personality, they often want to understand the experiences, thoughts, and motivations that shaped that individual's mindset. It is not about controlling or judging the person, but about exploring the source of their mental strength. Strong personalities often reflect leadership potential even without formal authority. Visionaries recognize that future progress depends on people who can influence ideas rather than just follow instructions. Someone with strong personality energy can inspire others simply through conviction and clarity of thought. That type of influence is extremely valuable in environments where innovation requires collaboration, communication, and shared purpose. Ultimately, the interest of innovators in strong personalities is connected to the search for people who can think beyond limitations. The world changes because someone dares to imagine something different, and strong personalities are often the ones who carry that imagination. They represent independence, intellectual courage, and the willingness to explore unknown possibilities. That is why powerful thinkers feel naturally curious about individuals who possess a strong and unique presence. Thinking differently from the crowd is one of the most powerful characteristics a person can possess, because it represents intellectual independence and emotional strength. The crowd usually moves in a predictable direction, influenced by social norms, popular opinions, and collective comfort. Most people follow established patterns because it feels safe to do so. There is a psychological reassurance in knowing that others are thinking and behaving in the same way. However, individuals who think differently are often willing to step outside this comfort zone and explore ideas that are not yet accepted by society. This ability to break away from collective thinking is not about rejecting society, but about expanding the boundaries of possibility. When someone thinks differently, they are not necessarily trying to be controversial or rebellious. Instead, they are driven by a natural curiosity about how things could be improved, changed, or reimagined. Independent thinkers tend to observe situations from multiple perspectives rather than accepting the first explanation they encounter. They understand that truth and progress are often complex and cannot be discovered through simple or popular answers. This mindset allows them to develop original solutions to problems that others may overlook. The pressure to conform is strong in modern society because people often fear judgment, rejection, or isolation. Social acceptance plays a major role in human psychology, and many individuals adjust their behavior to avoid standing out too much. But thinking differently requires courage. It means accepting that not everyone will understand your ideas immediately. Some people may criticize what they do not understand, while others may attempt to discourage unconventional thinking simply because it challenges their beliefs. History has repeatedly shown that progress is driven by people who were once considered different or unusual. Scientific discoveries, technological advancements, and cultural transformations were often initiated by individuals who refused to follow conventional thinking. They saw problems where others saw normality, and they imagined possibilities where others saw limitations. Their willingness to question established ideas allowed humanity to move forward in ways that were once considered impossible. Another important aspect of thinking differently is creativity. Creativity is not limited to artistic expression, but extends to problem-solving, innovation, and strategic planning. People who think outside the crowd are able to combine knowledge, experience, and imagination to produce new concepts. They are comfortable exploring unknown intellectual territories because they understand that true innovation rarely happens inside rigid boundaries. Emotional strength is also connected to independent thinking. When you think differently, you may encounter misunderstanding or social pressure. People may question your decisions or doubt your vision simply because it is unfamiliar. However, strong-minded individuals do not allow external opinions to control their internal direction. They learn to trust their judgment while remaining open to constructive feedback. This balance between confidence and learning is what allows unique thinkers to grow without losing their individuality. In a world that constantly promotes uniformity, the ability to think differently becomes a valuable advantage. It allows a person to develop unique ideas, build personal identity, and contribute something meaningful to society. Crowd thinking may provide comfort, but independent thinking creates progress. Those who dare to think differently are often the ones who shape the future because they are willing to explore paths that others are afraid to walk. The curiosity about your ideas and vision is something that reflects the depth of your personality and the strength of your intellectual presence. When people become genuinely curious about someone's thoughts, it is often because that person carries a unique energy that invites exploration rather than simple observation. Curiosity is one of the most powerful forms of human attention because it goes beyond surface-level interest and moves toward understanding the meaning behind your actions, dreams, and mindset. When someone wants to know more about you, it is usually because your personality communicates something interesting without you even having to speak too much. A person with a strong and influential mindset often creates questions in the minds of others. People start wondering what experiences shaped your thinking, what motivates your decisions, and what kind of vision guides your future direction. This natural curiosity is not necessarily about personal life, but about intellectual and emotional structure. It is about understanding how someone develops such clarity of thought and confidence in their perspective. Strong personalities tend to express themselves in ways that make others want to learn more rather than dismiss them. Vision plays a very important role in attracting curiosity because people are naturally drawn to direction. When someone demonstrates clear goals and a strong sense of purpose, it becomes easier for others to become interested in their journey. Visionary thinking shows that a person is not living only for the present moment, but is also preparing for future possibilities. This long-term perspective creates a sense of mystery and admiration because people want to know what lies behind such focused determination. Your ideas can become a source of inspiration when they reflect originality and honesty. People are usually curious about individuals who are not afraid to express their true thoughts. Authentic expression builds a connection between the thinker and the observer because it removes the barrier of artificial behavior. When someone speaks or acts with sincerity, it encourages others to pay attention, not because they are forced to, but because they want to understand the source of that authenticity. Curiosity is also connected to leadership potential. Leaders are often those who make others want to listen rather than those who demand attention. When your vision is strong, people naturally want to know where you are going and how you plan to reach your destination. This type of curiosity is powerful because it is based on respect and intellectual attraction rather than pressure or authority. Another reason people become curious about your ideas is because uniqueness creates psychological interest. The human brain is naturally drawn to things that are slightly unfamiliar, but still understandable. When someone presents thoughts that are different but meaningful, it stimulates intellectual engagement. People start analyzing, questioning, and exploring the logic behind those thoughts. This process of mental exploration is what turns simple personality expression into influence. Ultimately, curiosity about your vision and ideas is a sign that your personality carries meaning beyond ordinary conversation. It means that your presence communicates something valuable enough to make others want to understand you better. When people are interested in your thinking, it shows that your mindset has the potential to leave a lasting impression, because curiosity is usually the first step toward admiration and influence. Turning your bold mindset into influence is not about forcing people to follow you, but about allowing your thoughts, confidence, and actions to naturally shape the environment around you. Influence is a subtle yet powerful force that grows when people start respecting the clarity of your ideas and the strength of your character. A bold mindset does not depend on loud expression or aggressive dominance. Instead, it works through consistency, conviction, and the ability to remain steady even when circumstances are uncertain. When your thinking is strong, your decisions become meaningful, and when your decisions are meaningful, people begin to notice the direction you are moving toward. Boldness in mindset means having the courage to express your perspective even when it is different from popular opinion. Many people avoid sharing unconventional ideas because they fear criticism or social rejection. However, influence is often built by those who are willing to stand by their thoughts and communicate them honestly. When you are confident in your understanding of a subject, your words carry more weight because they are supported by belief and intellectual stability. People are naturally attracted to individuals who speak with clarity because clarity reduces confusion and builds trust. Influence also grows through action rather than words alone. A strong mindset is reflected in behavior, work ethics, and consistency over time. People observe what you do more than what you say. If your actions match your vision, others begin to associate your personality with reliability and purpose. This silent demonstration of strength is often more powerful than direct persuasion because it allows people to reach conclusions about your character on their own. Another important aspect of turning a bold mindset into influence is emotional control. People with strong influence are not easily disturbed by negativity, criticism, or pressure. They understand that not everyone will agree with their ideas, and that disagreement is a natural part of intellectual growth. Instead of reacting impulsively to opposition, they analyze feedback carefully and extract useful information from it. This level of emotional maturity strengthens personality presence and makes others feel secure when interacting with them. Consistency is one of the most important foundations of influence. A bold mindset is not demonstrated through occasional confidence, but through continuous demonstration of determination. When people see that you remain committed to your principles and goals over time, they start associating your personality with reliability and strength. Influence is built slowly through repeated behavior that confirms your character. Leadership potential also increases when a bold mindset is combined with empathy and understanding. Influence is not about controlling others, but about guiding them toward better thinking. People are more willing to listen to someone who respects their perspective while presenting clear and logical ideas. When boldness is balanced with respect, it creates a powerful communication style that inspires rather than intimidates. Ultimately, turning a bold mindset into influence means becoming someone whose presence naturally affects how others think, decide, and feel. It is about creating intellectual and emotional resonance with people around you. Influence does not always require authority, but it always requires authenticity, courage, and consistency in expressing your vision. When these qualities combine, a strong mindset becomes a powerful force that shapes conversations, inspires action, and leaves a meaningful impact on others.